Welcome back to the Earth to Marissa podcast, where we share vulnerable stories of deep wisdom and navigation through life in hopes that it will help you navigate in your own life. Today we are going to be talking about creation over consumption, what this looks like, how to become the creator that you are. And this is a real big topic for me right now. It's my New Year's kind of the thing that I'm focusing on for 2025 is creation over consumption. So yes, what does this look like? How can you be an active participant in your life through creation, and moving past the self-doubt when it does come to creating? So that's what you are in store for today. And be sure to go check out my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a channeled message this week, either on this topic or whatever spirit wants to bring through. So be sure, I post all of the channeled messages, the light language meditation videos on the YouTube. So definitely head over there and check that out. Also, I updated my website. I have some new prices for services, so definitely go ahead and check those out. I do the light language activations, distant Reiki healings. I do Akashic Records readings and personal coaching sessions. So if you're needing some extra love, let me know. And if you want to be on the podcast and you have something amazing to talk about, if you have really dove into like a specific type of work or practice or devotion, or you have an incredible business that you want to promote, go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram and we can go ahead and talk. So let's dive in. The affirmation that I'm working with this week is I like my energy and other people like my energy too. Now this might sound familiar if you listen to the podcast. Elena, Elevate with Elena, was on a few weeks ago, and this is part of her daily affirmations. The specific affirmation, she has like 5 that she says a lot. It's kind of like I would say it's an affirmative prayer that she has, and she shares that on the podcast, so definitely go check that out. But this one, it just resonates so much, and I had an experience today. I am feeling fiery today, a little angry, and we are just flowing with it. We are sitting with it, and we are allowing it to move through us, because anger is not a bad thing. Anger is a beautiful thing, and anger can actually be an intense creation energy. Anger really stems from the liver. It stems from our gut. It stems from our womb. Like the anger that we feel, it's a very primal kind of energy, which comes from the solar plexus, our inner light, and can also come from the sacral, which is our creation portal, our creation center. And so anger is a very powerful energy to channel. And I mean, immediately, like when anger started fueling me today, it came in yesterday too, but today especially, I was like, man, I just want to create. I want to run. I want to like dance. I need to like move. So it's very beautiful. But when I was triggered today, I immediately went into this affirmation. I like my energy and other people like my energy too. Also, another affirmation, my energy is a blessing. Yes, say it 5 more times. My energy is a blessing. My energy is a blessing. My energy is a blessing. Repeat it with me. My energy is a blessing. My energy is a blessing. My energy is a blessing. Hear it, feel it, resonate with it, ground into it, embody it. Let's take a breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Really feel that. Your energy is a blessing. Okay, so let's talk about Oh, what the heck was triggering? So I feel like it's people pleaser wounds. It's, bullied as a young child wounds. And I'm grateful that I get to giggle now at these experiences. It's definitely, insecure family member wounds, kind of. And so I'm at work, okay? And I share this because of the beauty and the medicine that came from this experience. I'm not sharing it because I'm venting. I'm sharing it because there was alchemy that took place, and I think that's beautiful. And so I'm at work, all right. We have this regular customer that comes in, and they are happy, go dandy, with all the other workers there. And I had one experience with this person. They literally yelled at me. And my coworker, this was like months ago, yelled at us because their thing that they ordered wasn't right, and it was just, it should have been done this way, and they like it this way, and every single time they come in, it's not done the way that they want it, and yada, yada, yada. And I mean, that moment was triggering because I'm just like peaceful, I'm doing my thing, and then all of a sudden someone's starting to like yell and get aggressive. And of course, I'm like standing up. When someone yells at me, I do not like bow down. I'm like, no, this is like, I apologize, but this is what we did. This is why, blah, 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 and then I kind of like realized, I was like, oh shit, the customer's always right. But that's a bullshit. No, like, no, no, the customer is not always right, okay? Like, my ego did not want to have that, because what kind of dumb AF ish is that? Like, nar, okay. And so, yeah, I stood up for my coworker who made the product, who made the food item for this person. And I was like, yo, like, do you want us to make you another one? Or like sit down. But I did it in a kind way, like, it was more so in a way to like kind of calm the situation. But I did get defensive at first, so I'm wondering if this is what they felt, because when you have someone yelling at you, it's triggering, okay? Like, why do you feel the need to be aggressive, to yell, and to be rude to people like that? Like, it takes some kind of person. Anyways, now I'm venting a little bit. I apologize. So that experience happens every time I've seen that person since. It's just kind of like weird and awkward, but they are like happy-go-lucky with literally everyone else, except for me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So they come in today, and they came in like a few days ago, and they were like, again, happy and like talking with my coworker, and they come in today and they are like dead in the face, and they don't say a word to me, and I like ask how they're doing. They act like I'm not there, and then I check them out, and then they like storm off. And I'm an energetic being, okay? I can feel when someone's pissed off. And I was trying not to take it personally, because who knows? Who knows what has happened in their day? Who knows what kind of mood they were in? Maybe they were coming in because they have had a crappy day and they needed a little treat. Okay? And I'm realizing as I say this, maybe I did take it a little too personally. I think it's just with past experiences. Yeah. But fast forward, I talk to my coworker, and I'm like, that person came in again, and they just seemed super upset, and they were like, that is so weird, because like they're so nice whenever I like check them out, and I'm like, that is odd. And then my coworker proceeds to tell me, they were like, yeah, honestly, like a few weeks ago they told me that there's this like one person that works here that they never really like to interact with when they come here. And the coworker was like, I didn't know who they were talking about, but I wonder if they were talking about you. And I was like my jaw just dropped, and I was like, what? And they were like, I have no idea why they would think that, because like you're literally the kindest person. And I'm like, what? And like triggered. I have this energy that pops up sometimes when people don't like me, and I have to understand, like, this is a deeper wound than just that. Like, not everyone's gonna like you, not everyone's gonna agree with you, and like, you're blind if you believe that might be the case. I mean, it could very well be possible in your reality. Actually, you create your own reality. However, in a world full of haters, it that was stupid. It can be, a little difficult to be liked by everyone. Everyone's got their own opinion, and also like I don't need everyone to agree with what I say. I think that's how we grow. That's how we expand, is through experiences like this. However, I do want to validate and acknowledge that it triggered the heck out of me, because I'm sitting there and then immediately in my head, I feel an underworld being just attached to that and like start feeding. They're feeding and they're like, look at what you did. Look at what blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm just here trying to make peanut butter bites, and my head feels like it's gonna explode. No thank you. And so I start internalizing and like going hard in my head at myself, and immediately like there's a light in the shadow that I see, and that light is like, detach yourself, clear your energy, and detach. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like swimming, I'm like, I see the light, I follow it. And yeah, it took a minute. It took a hard minute, but I started saying this affirmation: I like my energy, and therefore other people like my energy too. My energy is a blessing. Because I immediately started going into like criticism, like, what did I do? Why don't they like my energy? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I'm always kind, I'm always smiling, I'm always blah, 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 blah. And like, what could I have done to upset them other than stand up for myself and my coworker when they yelled at me? And so, yeah, I worked with this affirmation, and it really soothed me. And then, of course, I cleared my energy of all entities and attachments, and I did feel something crawl away. And I want to bring this forward too, because sometimes it's not the actual person that is acting that way. Sometimes it's an energy or an entity or an underworld being feeding on that person that then calls them to act that way. They are being used almost kind of like a puppet energetically in those moments. And when they see light, they bite and they snap at you. And so it might not actually be them, it just might be the energies that are literally leeching onto them. So I detached, and what Brittany said in last week's podcast, oh my God, what a beautiful moment we had. And I believe the reel that I posted on my Instagram with her, the first one, was this quote of detachment. detaching yourself. I'm trying to remember it. Detachment is not caring less, it's caring more about my own serenity. And that last part, detachment, is caring more about my own serenity. So, of course, those entities that were at play in this situation, or even their energy, that person's energy, might have been at play. I'm not going to give my power to that and break my own serenity, my own peace, to try and figure out what happened. And immediately that light that I was trying to climb towards immediately shone brighter when I had that remembrance. And it was just like acceptance. Just accept that she might not like you. And then I did. And it's as easy as that. Like, not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. And you don't need to know why. You don't need to know why they don't like you. Because that, attaching yourself to that why and trying to figure it out, is gonna ruin your own serenity. It's gonna start causing self-shame, self-doubt, self-criticism. And we don't need that. We do not need that, okay? Because your energy is a blessing. You like your energy and other people like your energy too, so just surround yourself with those people. Surround yourself where you are loved. And if you have a run-in with someone that is just grumpy, or someone that, likes to treat people poorly, well, you just get to acknowledge. Know that it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Because when someone is that angry, it really doesn't have anything to do with you. They are going through stuff. They are moving through things. And so I ended up sending them love. After I detached, accepted, I sent them love. And it felt good. It felt good to send them love because they need love. If you're going to treat another human being like that, homie, you need love in your life. So instead of sending you more negative frequency, I'm going to send you love, and I'm going to genuinely mean it. Because that's who I am. And you not liking me is not going to change who I innately am at my core. And I get to hold that knowing. Empowered, embodied, and in love with my energy. Because I'm a baddie, okay? And you are too. And we don't need to get our feathers ruffled by the angry people in the world. And I had a friend too this week, just feeling, my sensitive friends, just feeling the weight of the world and just really down and out. Coconut water opening. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a sippy sip. That sound. I'm sorry. Okay, it's hot in here. Yeah, just feeling the weight of the world, and they were just asking my little group chat like for some help. And I told them one of the pieces of advice that I had was like, there's so much fear, and there's so much fear feeding all of these narratives, all of these timelines, all of these people that everyone thinks is actually in power, but that's not really, I don't want to believe, and I don't believe that they have all the power in the world, because the power is within the people, and we are all so powerful. But everyone thinks that these people have power. And I was like, you know what? Like, we should send them love. And it's a far out thing to be like, send Trump love. However, hear me out for 2 seconds. And if you don't agree, that's okay. If that feels triggering for you, maybe look within yourself to see why. But if there is someone, like I said with this interaction I had at work, if there is someone who wants to treat people like that, who wants to act like that, who wants to believe in the things that they believe, you better believe the biggest thing that they need is love. They don't need fear feeding everything. They don't need our own power feeding what they want to do. They don't need us feeding into their agendas or whatever. They need love. And what if we all sent this one person love? Like, think about how that would affect their energy field. Think about how that would affect the timelines. I mean, they have literally clinically proven that group meditation can help someone's body heal quicker. If our minds come together and can all picture, hypothetical, Sarah's arm healing, and then Sarah actually feels and experiences change from that, like, holy shit, the power is with us, y'all. The power is with us. And so what if we all sent Trump love? Maybe he'd change. Maybe he'd change. Okay. Enough. Thank you for listening to that story. And I just thought it was a beautiful alchemist moment. Because, yeah, I mean, that fear, that doubt, that worry, it had me for a solid, 15 minutes. But then, yeah, that white light, that spirit connection, really came through and saved me. And I'm grateful for that. And now, you know what? Next time, kill them with kindness. It's a saying for a reason. Kill them with kindness. And that's what I'm going to do, because that's who I genuinely am. I'm not, I don't hold grudges. I don't hold, no. This is going to breeze over, and I'm probably going to forget about it eventually. And you know what? I just get to be my kind-hearted self. And if someone doesn't want that, then they need love. So I'm going to send them love. Okay. The self-care that I'm doing this week. Obviously, creating over consuming. Every time I want to consume, I'm gonna create. Anytime I want to get on my phone and scroll, nope. I'm gonna paint, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna yoga, I'm gonna write, I'm going to record, everything. Anything and everything. It feels good to create. And that creates movement. I've actually been creating and been inspired to move my body more, which is really cool. I'm a part of a yoga studio, and I think it's easy for me to be like, oh, I go there and I do yoga. But I forgot, I could do it here, literally in this room. And so, yeah, I'm trying to just bring my own flows, because it feels good to just flow with myself. And then I get to stay in Shavasana, the corpse pose at the end, for way longer than in a class. And y'all, I blast off sometimes in Shavasana, and it's fabulous. So we are doing that. And the symbol this week is create. So this is a new symbol. It literally came through while I was taking my podcast notes. And that's kind of how these symbols come in. They come in at very random times. They usually, when I'm heavy in a specific energy, the symbol for that energy comes through. So if I'm moving through a big death and rebirth cycle, that's when death and rebirth came in. I was working with compassion a lot at the beginning of 2024, like spring 2024, compassion came through. So this is the create symbol. And I haven't really had time to work with this because, like I said, it literally came through. But as I was drawing it, so this is what came through first, and it felt expansive. It felt huge. It felt like anything is possible. It felt like things are flowing. And then I closed my eyes again and I was like, okay, show me the symbol again. And I saw this. And when I added that, it all like focused. The creation energy that was flowing and wide came into this focused stream and like created a channel like right into just the space that I'm in. And that has me believe that this symbol is best when you need to focus, when you are trying to create and want to kind of streamline your ideas. You want to really hone in. You want to bring clarity to whatever it is that you are creating. And what I'm getting right now is that this creation symbol or create symbol sparks inspiration. It's going to spark inspiration, and it's going to kind of unveil or lift the lid on whatever it is that wants to come through you and be created through your potent and specific unique channel right now in this moment. So you can just sit with this symbol, draw it, meditate on it, visualize it, and then ask it what wants to be created. Like, what does the universe want me to create right now? And then go. It's going to show you. It's going to help you streamline it. It's going to help you get it out on and into the physical. And I hope you have so much fun doing that, because that's incredible. I'm such a big fan too. It had purple energy, and purple energy is the energy to me of mastery. So this is helping you master the creations that the universe brings forth to come through you. You're mastering them. You're bringing them to life. You are becoming an incredible person of your craft, whatever that may be. So have fun with that. Enjoy. And let's dive in. Okay, so create over consume. What does that mean? So consumption can look like a lot of things. Can look like, I think a lot of us view consumption as, I'm going to go buy something. However, consumption can look like a lot of things. Listening to music, taking a walk and taking in all of the views. You're consuming kind of the views. You're watching content. Listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube video, reading a book. What else? Food. You're consuming food. You're consuming people's energies when you're around them. So there's a lot of ways that we can consume, and truly we are constantly kind of consuming. Like right now, I'm consuming the air of this room. I'm consuming my own voice through the headphone. I'm consuming this very bright light that is in my face. I am consuming just what is around me right now as I look around. And there's a difference between consumption that takes you out of the present moment versus consumption that grounds you. Because I would say taking a walk is very beneficial. And also sometimes reading a book is extremely beneficial. Eating foods, very beneficial. We all need that. Drinking water, we all need that. Consuming other people's energies, that can be like so life-giving. However, it's good to be mindful over what we are consuming, how much, and the intention behind our consumption. So, for example, if you are really tired, or you're having an anxious time. For example, I have a friend that whenever they kind of get nervous or anxious, they immediately pull up Instagram or Facebook and start scrolling. Is this a numbing mechanism for you? Is that consumption taking you away from actually facing what it is in your life that's making you uncomfortable? And how often are you consuming this thing? Do you consume, let's see, we'll just use social media again. Are you consuming it for more than 4 hours a day? Are you consuming it for more than 30 minutes a day? And only you get to tell yourself and decide what a healthy and unhealthy amount is. I'm not going to decide that for you because that's not my role in your life. However, Brittany on last week's podcast mentioned this thing recently. I was in a little group session with her, and she reminded me so beautifully that it gets to be as easy as this. Does it open your energy, or does it make you contract? If it opens your energy, maybe you should follow it. And so consuming social media for me personally, if I do it for more than 10 minutes, I don't feel good. I feel like a zombie. I feel ungrounded. I feel like when I'm looking up and actually looking around my room again, I'm like, whoa, where did I just go? It makes me feel like I'm feeding a reality that doesn't exist. Like it has not been feeling good for me lately. And it can really drain me. Like it's these little hits of dopamine, yes, but then like afterwards, it's like, okay, where can I actually get the long-lasting, sustainable dopamine? And I find that in meditation. I find that in creating. And so another example, personal example for me, okay, I work at a smoothie bar right now as like a part-time situation. And we got chocolate smoothies, okay? We have chocolate smoothies, and your girl loves some chocolate. We also have peanut butter, and I had cut peanut butter out of my life. Actually, I grew up never really eating it. I never really liked peanut butter, but then as I got older, I realized that I did, but then I heard it wasn't good for you, so I cut it out, which if you're not seeing me, I just rolled my eyes at myself, but also for maybe good reason. So I've been eating peanut butter again, because I'm surrounded by it at work. We have these delicious bites, peanut butter, oat, honey, chia seeds, salt, and chocolate chips. Bitch, okay, delicious. However, they hurt my tummy. They make me want to vomit. Not even lying. At first, it was okay. At first, I was like, ooh, what is this? Yes, I'm going to eat. Eat. And then I overconsumed, and now when I have them, I literally, like, my tummy gets an ache. Same with certain smoothies, like the chocolate smoothie. The almond milk, for some reason, makes my gut scream. And it's a pretty clean almond milk. Like, there aren't weird additives. Anyways, we're getting besides the point. I let myself consume the other day a little 12-ounce chocolate shake, and my stomach was so upset. And so I'm going to watch my consumption with that. But ultimately, you can go into everything that you're consuming, but the message behind this point is creation. We come from creation. We are creation. We are meant to create. We are meant to build, to make, to share, to connect, to create. This is our purpose. This is our just human. And I was talking to Spirit about this, and even Spirit wants to create. Like, Source separated itself so it could create things and experience them. And when we are not creating and we are just constantly consuming, there becomes this large imbalance. And I found personally that when I don't create, and I'm creating for someone else constantly in a 9-to-5 job, or even kind of at the smoothie bar, when I'm constantly creating for someone else's dream, it makes me really sad when I'm not creating for myself outside of those hours. I started to get really upset recently and really sad and just lethargic. And I was like, I don't know what it is. And you can blame it on anything. You can blame all day, every day, but it's all within you. It's all within you. Yes, the people that I live with might be affecting me a little. Okay. Yes, it's winter. That might be affecting me a little. Yes, am I blah, 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 blah. Like all of these things, yeah, they could be affecting you a little bit, but it's always within you. You need to look inward to see, why are you truly unhappy? And I found that when I'm not creating for myself or putting things out into the world, I get really unhappy. And then I start holding resentment towards the places and areas in my life that I thought were taking away from me creating. And so I thought that was the weather. I thought that was the partner, the roommates, the this, that, and the other. And when I really sat with it, it was like, no. It's the fact that I'm not creating for myself. I'm not being an active participant in my life right now. And I'm choosing to just consume and create for others. And if you love creating for others, I think that's beautiful. And you can tap into, fulfilling yourself through working for someone else. I'm not saying that's not possible, but for me, my little firecracker ass who loves to create for herself and is an independent little baddie woman, I get upset when I am constantly feeding someone else's dream. Because I got dreams. I got big dreams, and they take time and effort. And I was just getting home and consuming. So we get in this cycle of not creating, which then makes me exhausted and tired, which makes me not want to create, which leads to more consumption, which leads to not creating. And it's this circle to exhaustion, to not creating, and to break it, you have to break the momentum and switch the momentum into a new direction. Momentum can take a while to build. It's like building a new habit. That's really what it is. It's energetic momentum that helps you complete whatever it is you were trying to do. It's like the energy is already there. I brush my teeth and floss every single night. So that momentum has steady kept me brushing my teeth every single night and flossing every single night for, a really long time, because that momentum is present. And so you need to just stop the momentum of where you're at and choose to take aligned action in another way. And this is interesting because it's hard, y'all. Sometimes it's hard. I can empathize with all of you that are maybe thinking right now, like, yeah, she says that. It's easy to say, but like, I really feel like I don't want to do anything. And I empathize with you and I send love to you. However, you're not going to see something different if you continue doing the same thing. And I had to tell myself that. And like every fiber of my being was like, create, create, create. And I was like, I don't have the energy. But then I created and then I felt really good. And I was like, oh yeah, creation and creating is like charging for me. I forgot that in my doom and gloom. Isn't that funny? Thank you for putting up with my mood today, by the way. It's a very interesting mood. We are feeling sassy. We are feeling fiery and we are feeling very just here and alive. Even if it's meditating or movement, there might be an energetic hump that you have to hurdle, that you gotta jump over. Once you jump over it, you start receiving energy from that beneficial task, from that thing that really does fill your cup. You start getting the energy feedback loop for it. And let's talk about the feedback loop. If you are not creating for yourself, you're not putting energy out into the circle that allows energy to then come back to you. It's a feedback loop. It's a boomerang. You got to put energy out to receive. And people have said the same thing about abundance. If you're saving your money all the time, like sure, you can be in an abundance frequency and receive millions of dollars and kind of hoard that money. Sure. Even like a average person, you can bring that in. And I want to rephrase that. Thank you, Spirit. Not average person. Someone that just makes a different amount of money. You can do that at any state. But I've heard that when working with abundance, money likes to flow. Money likes to play. And so how can you healthily within your means play with the money, get it going, and once you enter it into the pool, you create this like opening for the pool to give back to you, which is a very interesting concept. And I honestly love that, because if it's just sitting there, it ain't doing anything for you. You got it, but you got it because you're scared of not having it, potentially. Ponder that. So consuming is passive. It's really passive, y'all. It's easy to just sit and receive, but we got to give. We got to bring it back into balance. We got to give to spirit. We got to allow energy to flow through us, to put out, and then receive more. Receive more. Creating takes effort. It takes effort, and it takes willpower. And willpower is something that we all have and we can call upon at any time. And let me, Spirit, I literally just channeled a message on this. You know what, I'll just read this little journal prompt or journal entry. So my channel is my purpose. My mission is to share what comes through when I don't feel disconnected. When I feel disconnected from myself. So yeah, when I do not channel or use my channel, I feel like I'm living in someone else's just reality, really. Like I don't feel grounded, I don't feel myself, and I came here to be a channel. I came here to channel information, and when I don't, it gets backed up within me, and then I feel heady, I feel weird, I feel like I'm walking on clouds. Because it needs to move out of me. It's got to get out. And I'm sure you have a divine, unique gift too that wants to flow outside of you. And when you don't, you get sad. You get upset. You get angry. You hold resentment. All of these emotions come because you're not living your divine purpose and mission. And so the more I use my channel, the more I will receive through it. The more I let my channel flow, the less backup is in my field. When I channel, it is a clearing. Source and spirit floods through my being. The best way for me to cleanse my energy and shift my momentum is to channel. It will spark my willpower, and it feeds the power within me. And that was really interesting to me that spirit brought that through. Creating feeds your willpower. And doesn't that make sense? Because your willpower is in your sacral. So when you are using it to create something, you are building momentum, you are building energy within your will. And I wonder, I just had a light bulb moment. Oh my God. No wonder we really slow down in the winter, and a lot of humans experience seasonal affective disorder, I think that's what it's called now. Seasonal depression. A lot of us experience that, but it's because we are feeling tired and we're forcing ourselves to continue going to these jobs and not listen to our bodies and rest. But also, it could very well be that this lack of movement or energy or creation in the wintertime slows down our willpower, which then makes us feel sad or depressed, or it feels hard to find the motivation to do things. It's because our center has been dormant. It's sitting dormant within us. It's sitting inactive within us. And so during these winter months, I encourage you, like, where can you create that is also gentle and soothing to where you are at and plays into, the restful state? Like, are you able to create by knitting and cozying up? And maybe you're watching a movie and consuming, but you're also creating. You're bringing balance into that. Or maybe you listen to music while gently painting something. You're in a restful state, but you're balancing. You're not just consuming, you are consuming and creating. Just things to ponder. And when creating, there can be all of this resistance that comes up, and that makes a lot of sense. We, in a world full of content creators, there's just a lot of shit to consume. However, don't let the doubt stop you, and don't let the questioning of, is anyone even going to see this amongst the billion, videos on YouTube? Set that aside and do it because it feeds your soul. Do it because it lights you up. Do it because it is what you came here to do, whatever it is. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's speaking, maybe it's poetry, maybe it's, creating a new invention that, there's some like it, but it's not yours. It's not the one that came through your divine, unique channel. And same with the book, same with the podcast, same with everything. People are going to be drawn to you because of your unique gift and channel. Literally, no one else can say anything like you because they are not you. We have to remember this when we are creating, and hold this knowing when resistance comes up, when imposter syndrome comes up. Like, I have been sitting with this, and it's only been a little while. I am no master at creating overconsumption. Did I look at my Instagram phone while I was eating my salad before recording this? Yeah, I did. And it actually wasn't Instagram, it was YouTube. I was on YouTube watching some videos. But my mind needed a moment. Okay? My mind needed a moment. And that can also bring joy. I'm not saying consumption is overall bad. No. Sometimes it does bring joy. And I received some joy while watching that. And now I'm here creating. It's about balance. Y'all. Yin, yang. Masculine, feminine. Water, fire, air, earth. Balance. When we are sitting down and being like, what? If you're listening to this and you're like, I have no idea what to create. Like, you're telling me to create something and I have no idea what to create. Create what you like to consume. Create what you like to consume. Do you like smoothies? Create your own smoothie. Do you like pasta? Create your own pasta. Do you like do you like consuming golf videos? Create your own golf video. And you're like, well, I don't even have golf clubs. Okay. Do a review on golf videos that you consume. Talk about golf and throw in some stock photos. You have everything you need right now to create. It's as simple as that. Go outside, pick up some sticks, and create. I had this beautiful moment with some friends camping this summer. Oh my God, I love this memory. That's so beautiful. It's coming back. We were just sitting on a beach, And I think one of us just started playing with some sticks and some rocks and like making something in the sand. And I shit you not, 30 minutes later, 4 of us are making our own little like Zen rock gardens out of just things that we are finding on the beach. Like I got in the zone and I look up and I see like 3 of my friends doing the same thing, and it just like brought such joy to my being, because we were just all choosing to create in that moment with what was around us, just letting our inner child play and thrive and be excited about the very small things, the sticks and rocks around us, the shells. It was just such a beautiful moment. You can literally create everything you need right now is within you. And oftentimes when we want to create, we end up consuming before creating. So I'll share this. I recently applied to basically turn this podcast and all this information into a workshop and do it at a festival. I'm so excited about this opportunity because I really do believe this is what I meant to do. I meant to talk, to teach, to be a motivational speaker. I mean, from such a young age, I knew I wanted to be a motivational speaker, and I knew that I was going to be YouTube famous. And I thought that was going to be making silly ass videos like freaking, I don't know, all of the like early 2000 YouTubers. But now I see clearly that I'm just meant to share spirit's wisdom and channel and be a collective reader. But where the heck was I going with that? I lost it. Oh, yes. Okay. So I start receiving this information just naturally, through my channel. And then Spirit drops such a divine YouTube channel on my feed, YouTube video on my home feed. And I was like, this is literally what I'm moving through the other day when I was so sad and thought I didn't have time to create. And then my partner reminded me, like, you have like several hours right now. Like, why aren't you creating right now? And I was like, 'cause I'm sad. And so I was watching some YouTube to just lift up my vibration, watching some Elizabeth April, shout out, love her. I just need some high frequency beings. And then this video comes up and it's like, are you trying to create? Watch your consumption or something. I don't know. It was just super resonant, and I clicked on it, and it was this gentle dude just sharing his story and like vulnerability. And I was like, yes, 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 preach. And yeah, beautiful. And he mentioned this aspect of, he thought when he started a YouTube channel, he immediately started consuming what he should make, consuming like ideas and inspiration, consuming like all this information, because he didn't think he knew how to do it. Or like, I understand, like, if you need a tutorial on editing videos, that might be beneficial. But if you are going to consume information because you don't think you already have the information within you, homie, let's take another look. Because you do. You have that information. And when I was applying for this workshop, I was like, I'm going to have to research. I'm going to have to read some books and blah, blah, blah. And then I realized, I was like, wait. Nah, fam. All of the knowledge that I need is within me. I can literally open up myself to God and receive the highest and best information for me and all who attend the workshop. What more do you need? I can literally receive all of that within my own being. And I can just start living it and see what unfolds by living it. In this past week, choosing creation over consumption, it has completely shifted my frequency. It has completely shifted my happiness, my mood, my joy for life right now in the dead of winter. And honestly, I'm having another light bulb moment. That's probably why anger is a little rapid right now. is because the creation energy has like been really flowing. And what did I say earlier? Anger and creation are pretty close together. Anger is like just a different frequency of love, period, but also of creation. All energy and frequencies are from creation. But my creative nature is very calm. It's very, because Pisces sun, very calm, very intuitive, very beautiful. But then like Leo rising is like bam, and Aries moon is like yeah. And so that's who I am. That's what I feel right now. Just watch yourself. Do you feel open, or do you feel like you are contracting? Do you feel open when you watch that third movie in a row? Or do you feel like a dying corpse? That's a little bit aggressive, I understand, but also like how do you feel? How do you feel? If you feel joy and you're like, yeah, third movie in a row, let's go, then hell yeah. I'm happy for you, and that's incredible. But if you feel dead, switch it up. Switch it up. Go draw. Go write some poetry. Just journaling. Journaling alone is creating something. You are a creator. It is within you. It is what you were meant to do. So go create something, and remember, we love our energy, and therefore other people love our energy too. We love our creations, and therefore other people like our creations too. We are perfect. We are whole. We are complete as we are right now. And I'm going to leave you with that. Okay. Reach out if you need some love. I'm sending you major love, major creation vibes. And don't forget to work with the symbol. Much love to you. And I'll see you on the next podcast. Bye for now.